Welcome back for another video. My name's Adam from WPCrafter.com, where I make videos for non-techies like me and maybe like you as well. And this video is part of a video series that's going over a done-for-you template that I've created. And if you don't have it, you can go to my website, WPCrafter.com, click on Done For You Templates right here in the menu, and it's this one right here, create an online course website completely free. And this is what it will end up looking like when it's on your site, and I've got a whole series of videos on how to get the most out of this. You can really do some amazing things, but in this video I wanted to talk about how you're going to get paid from your courses, and that's integrating a payment processor, and go through all of those options right now. So this solution is going to allow you to make courses that you can have a price on and make memberships, and a membership is essentially a package of courses. You can have multiple memberships, of course you can have multiple courses, and but this video is about how to actually make it work so you're getting paid. So I'm going to log into the back end of the WordPress site right here. Then I'm going to click on where it says Lifter LMS and go into the settings. And then right here I'm going to go ahead and click on gateways. Now there's two ways to get people to pay for your courses and then automatically be enrolled into those courses. Number one, the first way, and maybe the easiest way, is Lifter LMS has its own checkout system that by default it will work with PayPal. Now, if you go to Lifter LMS's website, they also sell an integration with something called Stripe. And what Stripe is, it's going to allow you to take direct credit card payments on your website. And you could do that as well. I think that Stripe extension might be $99. And here's the instructions for PayPal. I'm not going to actually do it in this video. Unless people start having problems, then I'll make a video on it. But the reason I chose to use Lifter LMS is because they have excellent documentation. So you could go and get instructions on every aspect of this if I haven't made a video on the subject. So let's take a look right here. And it's their PayPal setup. And here's all the instructions to get this completely integrated with PayPal. Now let me go back to the site. Now you also have another option. Now when you go to my website and you see how I'm using Lifter LMS, I'm actually not using their PayPal integration because they also offer something else that is a better option for my circumstances. So when you click on the integrations tab, you'll see an option here for something called Woocommerce. Now if you're not super familiar with WordPress, Woocommerce is an entire e-commerce platform that integrates directly into your WordPress website. It has been around a long time, it's very mature, and there is so much functionality with it, and you can use it for all kinds of things. You could sell t-shirts, you can sell anything with Woocommerce, physical, digital, or whatever. I don't know why I was even throwing out examples like that, but you can sell anything, and there are payment processor integrations with like every single payment processor, and so that's why I'm using Woocommerce. So if you go to Woocommerce's website, Woocommerce.com, you can read about it right here, and this is a very powerful statistic that WooCommerce is powering 37% of all online stores. That is a huge number, and that's part of the reason why I'm also using WooCommerce. Now, obviously, adding WooCommerce to the mix adds a little bit extra thing for you to learn, but there's some amazing documentation on WooCommerce. There's probably tens of thousands of videos on YouTube about it. So in the rest of this video, I'm going to install WooCommerce and show you how to kind of link WooCommerce up to Lifter LMS, a course or a membership. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let me show you real quick. When you go to WooCommerce and you hover here, they have these things called WooCommerce extensions. And there is a WooCommerce extension for just about anything. Now, some of the WooCommerce extensions can get a little pricey, but I'll give you an example of some of the things that you can do for free with WooCommerce. Remember I was saying with Lifter LMS, if you could buy this thing called the Stripe extension, and you could take credit card payments directly on your website. Well, with WooCommerce, they have their Stripe integration, and it's in the form of an extension, and it's completely free. It actually used to cost money, but then they decided to make it free. Recently announced, just a short while ago, was a partnership between WooCommerce and Square. Square is the company that's famous for that little adapter you put in your phone, and you could take a credit card payment, and you see that actually in a lot of pop-up restaurants and stuff like that. They're using Square. Well, they're the only e-commerce platform that I've seen that actually has an integration with Square. So if you're in a situation where, say, you take payments on your website, but you also want to take payments in person, well, you can just use Square now for everything. And the list goes on and on. There's pretty much anything you could ever want to do, you can get an extension for with WooCommerce. But there's just amazing, here it is, Stripe. That's what I was talking about. But you can take Amazon payments. You can do whatever you need to do with WooCommerce. So enough of me just talking about it. Let me just show you how easy it is to integrate WooCommerce with your Lifter LMS website. So just so you know, right here there's a knowledge base on Lifter LMS's website, and here's the actual written instructions for everything. And primarily what we need to do is we need to set a few settings in WooCommerce, and then we need to do this thing called Sku Matching, SKU matching, and I'll show you what that is. So let's jump back into the back end of WordPress. I'm going to check on this box that says Enable WooCommerce. I'm going to click on Save Changes. So this tells Lifter that we're using WooCommerce. So then I'm going to scroll down to Plugins, Add New, and I'm just going to do a search right here for WooCommerce. And hit enter, and here it is. You can see it's just used on so many websites. Okay, so I'm going to click on Install Now, and then after it installs, I'm going to activate it, and it's going to take us through like a little short setup, onboarding, whatever you want to call it. So I'm activating it. It's going to change the screen and take us there. So here we are. So I'm going to click on Let's Go. Now, what WooCommerce needs to do is it needs to set up a few pages on your site, and we're going to just use those default pages that it sets up for you. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue. And then right here, we are going to, on this next step, we're going to choose where our store is, and this is mainly for like currency, sales tax, and stuff like that. So I'm in California, so I'm going to go to California, but you know, you can choose your country, and you could choose your currency that you want to use in the store. And this whole pounds and inches, this is if you're actually shipping physical goods. Obviously, I'm not doing that. I'm going to go ahead and click Continue. Shipping and sales tax, right here, it's you just got to answer, will you be shipping products? I won't be shipping products, and will you be charging sales tax? And you don't usually charge sales tax in the US for a digital good like that. However, I think there's what is it, VAT, if you're in the UK or something like that, that you have to charge. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue. And right here you can choose the different payment processor that you're going to integrate with WooCommerce. So right off the bat, you could choose Stripe or PayPal right here. So I'm going to go ahead, and actually PayPal has different versions. There's PayPal Standard, and then there's this other PayPal version where you can actually take credit card payments on your website. I think it's called PayPal Pro. I'm going to just choose PayPal Standard. Like that, and then you want to put in your PayPal email address. That's the email address people can send payments to. And then I'm going to just go ahead and click on Continue, and it's basically saying it's ready. Now here's a setting that will allow you're authorizing your WordPress site to share some data with WooCommerce. I always say no thanks. I don't want them to have this diagnostic data. And then I usually click right here where it says Return to the WordPress dashboard. So now we're back in the WordPress dashboard, and we need to check one setting with WooCommerce, and that is if there's a checkbox for the guest checkout, because we don't want that. People need to register in order to check out. So we go to WooCommerce, and then we go to Settings. And this is actually covered right here to disable this guest checkout. So basically it says go to settings, click on checkout, and then make sure and then make sure that the box is not checked. So I'm in settings, I'm going to click on checkout, and then it's enabled by default. We have to disable it. If you don't disable it, you're going to have problems. It's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down, click on Save Changes, and now this integration on the WooCommerce site is all ready to go. So now let's click on Courses, and we're going to link a course to a WooCommerce product right now. So I'm going to click on WordPress Essentials. That's one of my courses. I'm going to scroll down, and these are the different options that Lifter LMS gives you. Click on Single Price, and right here we need to enter a SKU number or phrase or whatever you want. And here's the caveat. You can't use spaces. I don't think you can use spaces. But what you put here has to match the SKU in the WooCommerce product. So let's see. This is WordPress Essentials. I'm going to call this WPE. WP is the acronym for WordPress and E for Essentials. So I'm just putting WPE. All right. Now you have to enter a price. If you have the price as 0, even if you're giving the course away for free, it's going to break things. So just put in a price, and you could just put in a single price. It actually doesn't even matter what you put in the price in here because the price is going to really be set on the WooCommerce side. Now you might be thinking, but I want to do a reoccurring. You can totally do a reoccurring still, but the reoccurring settings need to be set up on the WooCommerce site, not in Lifter LMS, because we're handing all the payment stuff over to WooCommerce. So I've entered my SKU. I've made sure there's a price listed. I'm going to click on Update, and that is it for the course. Now I need to go over here to Products, and I need to add a product. I'm going to give it the same name, WordPress Essentials, just like that. You don't need to put any information here. So I'm going to scroll down to the product data. This is where you're going to enter your price. So say I wanted it to be $9. I'm going to put it like that. And you'll want to choose this virtual option right here. Just go ahead and click on that because it's not an item that's being shipped. So we've got our price. Then click on the Inventory tab. And this is where we have to put that matching SKU. And that was WPE. So we have to do this thing called Sku Matchings so that Lifter LMS knows which product the customer needs to purchase in WooCommerce in order to get access back to that course. So I'm going to put that WPE in right there. And what I like to do usually in the advanced, you could put a little note. I like to say, thank you for your purchase. Here's the link to your members dashboard to access the course that you just purchased or something like that. And you can do that right there. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done all this. I'm going to go ahead and click on Publish. Okay, so now what we need to do is actually test this to make sure it's working. So I need to log out of WordPress. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I can tell that I'm now logged out because that admin bar at the top is no longer there. So I'm going to scroll down, and here's the course, WordPress Essentials. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to click on Take This Course. And you could see it took me to the WooCommerce cart. It has WordPress Essentials in the cart, and it has the price that I set in WooCommerce. Now, all I would need to do is click on Proceed to Checkout like this, and then I would go ahead and put in my information and my payment information and pay this fee, and then WooCommerce, when it sees that it collected the payment, it will push access to this user to that course that they purchased, or if it was a membership that you did that way. So that is pretty much it. Now, obviously, you might want to style this page a little bit. And right now, it's not showing as a full width page. It's showing this sidebar here. We can cover that in a different video, but I just wanted to show you in this video how easy it is to integrate WooCommerce into Lifter LMS so that it would be your shopping cart. And this is exactly how I am using it, and it's rock solid. It's super reliable, and there's so much training out there available for WooCommerce. I would really just encourage you to consider that if you think you're going to sell something other than just the courses. If you're going to sell just the courses and you want to keep it real simple, then just use the integration in Lifter LMS. However, if you want to sell something else, like maybe a service or appointments or physical products or maybe a digital download, then you might want to consider using WooCommerce for your checkout. So I know you might have some questions. If there's any questions or confusions, just direct them right at me, because I will make a follow-up video to answer as many of those questions that need to be answered. So that's it for this one. Hey, really quick, can you do something for me? If you're watching this on YouTube, can you give me a thumbs up? And I want to invite you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. There's a button right beneath me, and I'd really appreciate it if you did that. And I've got something for you. I don't want you to leave empty-handed. If you just click off here to the side, it's a free video course that I put together just for you called the 3 Steps to WordPress Success. You will love this course. Registration is free right now. All you have to do is click on the link right next to me. Hey, thanks for spending this time with me, and I can't wait to make another video for you.